They called him Viper. The man even cops avoided, the biker who ruled the highways with steel and smoke. But that night, when he walked into Rosie's diner and saw the waitress flinch as her sleeve slipped down to reveal a purple bruise on her arm, something inside him snapped. No one knew that the man feared by the town would soon become the only one brave enough to save it. The sound of engines echoed through the quiet town of Redstone as the Iron Serpent's biker gang rolled into Main Street. Locals knew what it meant. Keep your heads down. Stay out of their way. But when Viper pushed open the door to Rosie's diner, he wasn't looking for trouble. He just wanted coffee. The diner smelled of burnt toast and old dreams. Behind the counter, a young waitress with tired eyes and trembling hands tried her best to smile. Her name tag read Emily. She must have been in her mid-20s, but her eyes looked older, like someone who had seen too much pain and learned to hide it behind polite words. Coffee. Black. Viper said, dropping his gloves on the counter. Why, yes sir, she whispered, almost too quietly to hear. When she turned to pour his coffee, her sleeve slid down just enough for Viper to see it. A bruise. Dark, fresh, and in the shape of a handprint. He'd seen enough violence in his life to know what that meant. His jaw clenched. He didn't say anything at first. He just watched. Watched how she avoided eye contact, how she flinched when the doorbell rang, and how her smile disappeared every time her phone buzzed. That night, as he sipped his bitter coffee, he couldn't stop thinking, who's hurting her? He came back the next evening. Then again. For 3 nights straight, Viper sat at the same counter, drinking the same coffee, watching Emily wear the same tired smile. Until one night, he saw her walking to her car after closing. A man was waiting by the streetlight. Clean shirt, shiny watch. But his stance screamed control. When Emily saw him, she froze. Viper's gut tightened. He stayed in the shadows as the man grabbed her wrist, yanked her close, and hissed words he couldn't hear. But the fear on her face said enough. Then the man raised his hand. Before he could strike, Viper's voice cut through the night like thunder. Let her go. The man turned, sneering. And who the hell are you supposed to be? Viper stepped into the light, his leather jacket catching the glow of the street lamp, his gang's emblem, a silver serpent, shining across his back. Someone you don't want to meet twice. The man laughed until he saw Viper's eyes. Cold, steady, and burning with something fierce. He dropped her wrist and stormed off, muttering threats. Emily's eyes filled with tears, but she quickly wiped them away. Thank you, she whispered. But please, stay out of it. You don't understand. I understand enough, Viper said quietly. He touches you again. He'll answer to me. That night, for the first time in years, the biker leader couldn't sleep. Not because of guilt or anger, but because he realized he had just found something worth protecting. Word spread fast. The Iron Serpent's leader defending a waitress. People thought it was some kind of joke. But Viper didn't care. He started showing up every night. Sometimes he sat in silence, sometimes he helped her carry boxes after closing. Emily slowly began to smile for real. But bruises don't heal overnight, and neither do fears. One evening, Emily didn't show up to work. Her boss said she'd called in sick. But Viper's gut told him otherwise. He rode straight to the small trailer park on the edge of town. The kind of place where hope went to die. Her car was there. Her lights were off. And through the thin walls, he heard shouting. Without thinking, he kicked the door open. The same man from before, her ex, Viper guessed, was standing over her, hand raised, while Emily cowered in the corner. Viper didn't hesitate. He grabbed the man by the collar and slammed him against the wall. You like hurting women, huh? He growled. The man's smirk vanished when he saw the rage in Viper's eyes. You don't understand, she's mine. Not anymore. When Viper stepped outside moments later, the man was on the ground, too scared to move. Emily was shaking, but safe. Call the cops, Viper said. They won't believe me, she whispered. They will, he replied. Because this time, I'll make them. And he did. The next morning, Viper marched into the Redstone police station, a place he'd sworn never to set foot in again, and made a statement. Every biker in his gang backed him up. Within hours, the man was arrested. When the news broke, the town was speechless. The same man they had feared for years, the gang leader they whispered about, had done what no one else had the courage to do. Weeks later, Rosie's diner looked brighter. The windows were cleaner, the air lighter. Emily had a glow on her face that no makeup could fake. And Viper. He still came by for coffee every evening, sitting at the same counter. One day, she poured his coffee and said with a real smile, "You never did tell me your real name." He looked up, a faint grin tugging at his lips. "It's Jake." She laughed softly. "Well, Jake, thank you for saving me." He shrugged. "You saved me first. You just don't know it yet." Outside, his motorcycle roared to life. Not as a warning this time, but as a promise. The town that once feared his presence now felt safer when they heard that sound. Because everyone knew, if darkness ever came again, the man they once called Viper would be the first to stand against it. Sometimes, the strongest people aren't the ones who roar the loudest. They're the ones who protect the quietest voices.